Hello, truth seekers, welcome to Cruise TV, your #1 YouTube channel that provides you with facts, with zero to very minimal errors. Feelings of sadness, worry, and anxiety can be overwhelming. As a result, it can be hard to tell if what you're experiencing is a short-term bout of anxiety, for example, or whether it's something more serious, like a mental health problem. Whether you're dealing with a blip, or something more serious. Insanity is defined as a state in which someone is seriously mentally ill. Mental illness is very complex and can take different forms. You might imagine insanity to mean certain things such as hearing voices or having delusions, and this can be the case, but there are lots of other things it can include. It's also important to know that just because you have a mental health issue, it doesn't necessarily mean you are going insane, and a lot of mental health conditions are treatable and can be prevented from getting worse. Truth seekers, the first thing to realize is that it's totally normal to feel like this sometimes. When you were a kid, you probably thought being a grown-up meant staying up all night and eating chocolate for breakfast. Sounds great, right? Instead, adult life turns out to be more of a malfunctioning roller coaster, lurching from high to low with no warning. You might feel on the brink of madness right now, and those feelings are very real and very scary. But you're not alone, because most, if not every, people your age will feel like this at some point. Since life is changing so fast, it's likely the feelings you're having will too. In fact, it's entirely likely that in a few hours' time you might start to feel a bit better. Behaving in an apprehensive manner, worry, fretting, being afraid something bad will happen, and so on, activates the body's stress response. The stress response causes a number of changes in the body to prepare it for immediate emergency action, to either fight or flee. A part of the stress response changes involves changing how the brain functions. For example, the stress response causes the amygdala, the fear center of the brain, to become more active, and the cortex, the rationalization areas of the brain, to become suppressed. This change in brain function can heighten the perception of danger and reduce our ability to rationalize. The stress response causes this change so that we are aware of and able to react to danger quickly rather than taking time to process information, which could endanger our survival. Remember, the stress response is designed to protect us when we're in real danger. Its primary job is to get us out of danger as quickly as possible. Due to the change in brain functioning when the stress response is active, we can experience a heightened sense of danger but have a more difficult time rationalizing. Sometimes this change is enough to make us think we're about to lose our minds and go crazy. This is especially true the more anxious we are. Fortunately, when the stress response ends, the body slowly makes its way back to normal functioning, which means the cortex resumes its normal functioning and the amygdala's activity diminishes. This reversal reduces the perception of danger and allows us to think more clearly. Another cause of feeling like you are about to lose your mind is persistently elevated stress. Persistently elevated stress also causes stress response changes, including those that affect how the brain functions. The difference, however, is that persistently elevated stress doesn't ease off quickly. So, the feeling that you are about to go crazy or lose your mind can linger and seem to occur for no apparent reason. Because this feeling can linger and seem to occur for no reason, it may seem like it is being caused by a medical or mental health problem. If you are a worrier, you then might misconstrue this symptom to mean there really is something wrong with your brain and/or mind, which can set off a high degree of stress response that compounds the issue. Believing you are about to lose your mind is a common catalyst to a panic attack, where the fear of losing your mind and the changes in the stress response make fuel each other. But even though the fear of going crazy can be frightening, it's not an indication of a problem with your brain, mind, or sanity. It's just another indication that your body is experiencing a stress response and/or of a body that's overly stressed. Truth seekers, understand that people who have been under a lot of stress often experience this symptom. When this symptom is caused by anxiety and stress, the best way to eliminate it is to recognize it is being caused by an active stress response and/or a body that's overly stressed. Then, calm yourself down and reduce your body's stress. As your body calms down, this symptom should subside. You have to keep in mind, however, that it can take a long time for the body to calm down once it has become overly stressed. Therefore, the feeling like you are about to lose your mind or go crazy could linger for a while, and until your body is much calmer and less stressed. Nevertheless, when this symptom is caused by an active stress response and/or persistently elevated stress, it isn't a reason for concern. Most people experience this symptom when overly anxious and/or stressed. The difference, however, is that anxious people worry about this symptom and what it might mean, whereas non-anxious people don't.